St Nicholas, Great Yarmouth is now called Great Yarmouth Minster. It changed its name. And it's just up here. There it is, right ahead. And here it is. I feel like I'm going to some sort of red carpet event, although there's actually not red carpet, there's just sort of concrete. Here's the church. The interesting thing about here, though, is there are all the tombstones are all still in place. They've not been moved. So many places, they're moved out the way. They're everywhere. All over there. All across this side of the churchyard as well. Some newer cremated remains. That's interesting as well, because that looks like that's an older part of a building there. There's apparently a priory or something nearby. So I know the library is open until 7 o'clock, so I'm wondering if they have got any memorial inscriptions in that archive for me to go and have a look at. So that's going to be my next stop. Oh, look at the wall here though, look. I do love to feel the walls of these old buildings. With all that chipped flint there. Let me just look up at the church there. We've got some very old gravestones here. This is from 1788. Who is this? Mr. William Danby Palmer. Look at these. There's the Rising family. I know one of the kings married into someone called Ezekiel Rising, so I wonder if they were connected somehow. Look at that all over there. There's so many gravestones. Very worn, obviously, but can still make a lot of them out. And I know that in here a lot of my ancestors and their family were buried, so somewhere around here. I don't know if any of them will have had stones. That's funny, isn't it? Look, they've bricked up the windows there. I wonder why they bricked up all the windows. Why would they have done that? But I don't think I've ever seen if there are memorial inscriptions for Yarmouth yet, not that I remember. There's someone buried over in that corner. Let's have a look over there. This is a little hidden corner, isn't it? Don't quite know who this is to. I don't know. Look at that. There's bits of the church that's fallen off from somewhere. Oh, there's a big stone there as well, look. Who's that to? 1796 MC. Something William something Davie, is that? Harriot Davie? Looks like there's other fragments of stones here. There's another broken stone there, look at that. But this person must have been quite important, I imagine. Oh, I think someone maybe sleeps there. Oh. It's just starting to hail. Oh, just hiding in the corner. Oh, who is this to? In memory of somebody Davie. Who the hell is that? Cufaude? Who on earth is this? Oh gosh, let's get down from here. The hail's passed a bit now, there's just a bit of rain. There's another doorway coming out somewhere that's also blocked up. There's apparently a priory or something somewhere. I don't quite know where. Maybe the library will help me understand it a bit better. But is this possibly old priory ruins or something? Look at this wall here. What is over here? Oh, we're at the very edge. I don't know much about this church. I wasn't planning on coming here, so I've not done any research. So I need to get to the library. There is Great Yarmouth Minster, formerly St Nicholas's Church. Gosh, look at this. Look at this one. The old monument that's been destroyed by a tree all growing in it. Isn't this extraordinary? Look at that. Who on earth was this to? Richard Hammond somebody, hang on. Merchant, who departed this life the 4th of January 1833, age 82. Also Maria, so he died in January 1833, the father, then the daughter-in-law Maria, also Susanna, relict of the above. Richard Hammond died 1843. And now here they are in Yarmouth. Look at it all falling off. Look, gosh, look at that. It's funny seeing all the structure and how it was built, wasn't it, with all the bricks. There's another tablet on the side to another Hammond. It almost looks like it's something out of some sort of movie, isn't it, when you're going to climb into some gateway to another universe through the tomb broken open by a tree. Loads more old gravestones here. What was this old doorway to? Where did this take you to in the past? Doesn't take you anywhere now because it's basically locked. This looks like quite an old stone as well. Look, Richard. Sacred to the memory of Richard Rowley. There, what date is that? 1846 maybe? They're cutting down the trees over there. What's interesting is when you look at various cemeteries in different places, you can see certain styles of stone that presumably local craftsmen did, not just on the period, but also there's individual styles here. And this seems to be a bit of the Yarmouth style, where the stone goes in at the side and at the top with like these little scroll bits. There's one here. There's one here. There's a couple more here as well. These two, presumably they're related, aren't they? Suffield, is this a Suffield? But you can see the urn here. Another urn there. Hungry pigeons. Eating some seed there. This stone here again seems a bit of a Yarmouth design, because this is like the one in the corner of the church where it's all literally shaped like a coffin, which is a bit unusual, isn't it? There's an external table tomb. Here's some burial vault, so this is dug down in the ground. Reminds me of St Mary at Lambeth, doesn't it? They're here, where they're all together, side by side. So I wonder if there were bones buried here before. They'd probably dug them up and built these brick vaults. There's another slab on top of this one. I wonder where that came from, because it wasn't there originally. James J. Captain James J. who died 1855, aged 37. Look there, they've carved in the anchor there. Such a connection to the sea with shipping and boats and fishermen and boat building, shipbuilding. Like this one here with the really, really deep edges, wasn't it, to that stone. Benjamin, don't know what that says, Benjamin Knowing, is it? Can't quite read it. It's very, very different to what I imagined. I just thought it was going to be a bit of a small churchyard, but it's so big. Oh, there's a little squirrel. Hello, little squirrel. Both deciding if we're going to move. Or do you think I've got nuts? I don't have nuts, sorry. Been damaged there, that's a shame. Where are we going next? In this churchyard are buried 7 women who were executed for alleged witchcraft in 1584 and 1645. The Old and New Cemeteries, Great Yarmouth. Okay, so there's 2 separate cemeteries. There is such a lot of history here. I think, though, I need to get to the library to try and work out a bit more about this history and see what that can tell me about Great Yarmouth Minster, the Old and New Cemeteries, and see if there's a record of memorial inscriptions for people who were buried in her graves. So off to the library.